What's up everyone, welcome back. So the year 2025 has been a great year with a lot of learning, and by the end of the year I also got a diagnosis for another issue. Now this is related with succulents that are extremely chubby, like our lavender pebbles. Now there was a concern that was raised by a lot of people over the years, and that was related with the moonstone, not this succulent but the moonstone, which is our Pachyphytum oviferum, the moonstone. So the issue that a lot of people used to face is that the moonstone used to drop its leaves all of a sudden, or the leaves used to develop a black spot. Now, as I've spoken about this earlier as well, the black spot on the leaf is not always necessary that it's related with any fungal disease or any kind of fungus, but it is basically the cell that is present in that leaf has died, due to which it appears as a black spot on the leaf. And of course, eventually that leaf with the black spot is going to fall apart from that succulent. And this happens quite often, and over the period of time all of the leaves start to fall, especially the lower leaves. They are the ones that get affected the most. Being said that, at times it can even happen randomly in between the leaves. Now even I was not quite sure why does this happen, whereas I know that people are watering their succulents and the succulent is very well hydrated, but still it develops the black spot. Now this lavender pebbles is very well hydrated, the leaves are nice and plump, but it was not the case. Now I realized what the problem was. You can see we have 1, 2, 3 and 4 rows. This one was right in front where you see these other succulents, but what I noticed is even after watering, probably after 2 or 3 days, the leaves used to get mushy. They used to not get the black spot, but they used to get mushy, and then they used to fall. So the succulent never looked fuller like this. It always kept dropping its leaves. Now again, by accident, I learned a very huge lesson while I was making a video a few months back. I had taken the succulent out because at that point of time that succulent was here on the first row. So I had taken the succulent, and then after finishing the video I left it in another spot, and I noticed that within a couple of weeks the succulent started to look somewhat like this, and I was not very sure at that point of time. So I finished, and then I realized that the succulent has been misplaced. So I bought the succulent and I placed it back again on the front row. Again, the succulent, which looked very fuller like this, eventually started to drop its leaves. Then I thought I will shift the succulent back on the 4th row, because this entire place receives a lot of light, including the morning direct sunlight, for around 4 to 5 hours. So there is a bright light. I am 100% sure that the succulent in the 4th row at the back of the shelf is going to stay compact, is going to have a brilliant amount of color, like as you can see on this Echeveria ruffles. So I was not worried about it getting stretched or it losing its color. I knew that it's going to do fantastic. But the moment I moved it back here, the succulent started getting fuller back again. Now you must be wondering, what is the issue over here? So the issue, what I felt, and I'm assuming this, maybe that assumption is right, and that is because these succulents like moonstone or lavender pebbles or opalina, these are very chubby succulents. They store a lot of water in their leaves. So what is happening is, the succulents that have thin leaves do not have any issue. They are doing fantastic. You can see this aguides, it is doing fantastic because they do not have a lot of room to store water. But with these succulents, they tend to store a lot of water. So what I feel, because this place receives a lot of direct sunlight until 12 noon as well at times. So the sunlight after 11:30, 12 noon, 12:30 noon, the sun is very warm. So I'm assuming that the water that was present in these leaves was getting warmer, due to which the cells inside started to I wouldn't say boil, but maybe they started to get damaged because of the heat, because they are like little balloons that tend to store water. Or if I have to give you a very relatable example, they are like grapes with a lot of fluid, lot of water inside them, filled with nutrients. So probably that was getting warm because of that warmth in the sunlight, because at times I do stand over here and I can feel that heat on my back when I'm standing over here. So I can imagine what's happening over here. So the moment it was moved at the back, it is getting that good amount of light. It's receiving everything possible. The only thing is that it does not get too much of heat from the sun, and hence I noticed that the moment I moved it over here, the succulent started getting fuller and those black spots started to completely vanish from the succulent, and it looks so fresh right now. Now this is the lavender pebbles. The same thing happened with the loon as well, Graptovaria loon. The same issue. This was actually right in front. It had got damaged by the pigeons. I'll put up an image on the screen. You'll get a fair idea of how it looked a couple of months back. It was completely damaged by the pigeons, and now when I moved it back, it started getting fuller again. No black spots. Everything looks fantastic. No wrinkling on the leaves. No early wrinkling on the leaves despite watering. Everything is looking perfect. So I think that was the main issue, and that was the heat from the sun. And now comes our moonstone. The same issue. It was kept in another spot. During the monsoon season, it became completely full because the climate was cloudy, and that particular location where I had kept was not in contact with a lot of direct sunlight. And now that the monsoon season is over, so that spot receives sunlight until 1 p.m. And of course, just like our lavender pebbles, this one is also very chunky, very chubby. It was full, and eventually the same issue started happening on my moonstone. I started noticing black spots on the lower leaves, and you can see all the lower leaves happened to fall. So I decided, let's try and experiment. So I'm going to keep this moonstone right next to the lavender pebbles, and we will keep a check. You can see the leaves are very well hydrated. It's not that the succulent is dehydrated and that's why the leaves fell. The leaves are very stiff, but that black spots were appearing. Now I will wait, and of course I will give you an update. It is going to be kept over here, and maybe it might take a month or maybe more. Again, depends, because now it's the winter season. It is the growing period of all the succulents apart from Echeveria. So we will see a little bit faster update on it. Hopefully, I'm not very sure, but if that happens, I will definitely keep you guys updated. You will also get a fair idea, because right now I have made this video. The next video, it is going to take a very long time. So you will be able to also understand how long the wait can be. So I'm going to leave it over here. I'm not going to water it because the leaves are nice, stiff and plump. It's very well hydrated, so I'm not going to be watering it. And maybe after a month, we will get back to this spot, because right now, as I mentioned, it is just an assumption. So after a month, we will get to know if I'm assuming the right thing or if it is just something else. We will get to know in a month's time. And now that I'm already over here, I thought I will also give you an update on the Echeveria Monroe. If you remember, I had put up a filter sheet made out of that plastic lid, and it did work out really well. It was a success. There was no burns on my succulent. The succulent looks absolutely stunning. The leaves that had farina are starting to close up. Not a single burn on this Echeveria. I've taken out that filter because now it is completely acclimated and it is ready to receive that morning direct sunlight. 5 to 6 hours or 6 to 7 hours. It's completely ready for it. It looks absolutely stunning. The colors will slowly start to show up. You can already see on the lowest leaf that orange color. That's the type of color it starts getting on it. So it will take some time because it has just started to regain the shape back. So the colors will start to show up sooner or later. So that's it for today, guys. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep planting.